Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the always informative, always entertaining, I almost said the basketball authorities. We're talking about basketball, the boxing authorities. Join me at the desk, as always, Luther Dupree Jr., Smokin Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Reisono. I got to ask you said it's a carpeted basketball court?
Yeah. I mean, there's, carpeted. There's, carpet on a basketball court. They put all the lines on there, but it's so much easier on the knees.
Really? I never.
Looking good, thanks. I dropped a couple pounds since the last time we did the show, so I'm feeling good.
Looks good, all right.
Feeling good. Feeling better than you guys should be.
You know what? He's been busting our chops. Now he should be getting on.
I'm on both of you guys.
All I said about Tyson Fury is he's the best in the division right now.
I'm so sick of this
He
man.
had him and what's that dude's name?
Ryan
Torres.
Garcia. Ryan Garcia and Torres.
Anyway,
Richard Torres.
Richard Torres. Okay, Fury and Nnganou, go.
Listen, man, as I told you, Fury's the most overrated heavyweight I've seen. People like Smokin Jim, and also you, Claudio. I'm surprised that you jumped on the bandwagon. Jim had the nerve to say that this was the greatest heavyweight ever. Look at him. This is an MMA fighter making his pro debut, and he lost. He got dropped with an overhand left, scratching his head. He was scratching his nose all fight. He was not the same, and I wonder why. Why didn't he look the same? He didn't fight the same. The power wasn't there like it was against the Wilder fights. He's sloppy. He's falling all over the place. All that bully tactic didn't work this time. He got exposed. If he can't lean on you, he even threw some elbows, Claudio. There's videos of him. Look at this. That's it. How does he not get warned?
That was intentional.
He was getting bruised, and that did nothing. His power was gone. Why was his power gone? I have questions. But look, why didn't he get a point taken off? He intentionally threw an elbow and caught him.
No.
The referee let him get away with so many dirty tactics. I told you, he's the dirtiest man in the game. It's worked for him. How many guys can say they got knocked down twice and got a draw? He got dominated, got knocked down once, and got a victory. They've carried this man. I'm tired of the business boxing carrying this guy. He cheats, he's dirty, and he never gets warned. Jim, please don't ever say this man is the greatest in the history of boxing, because you lose credibility. Claudio, you also jumped on the bandwagon and said his recovery skills were amazing.
He did. I didn't say he wasn't going to get knocked down.
He got exposed. A guy making an MMA. Fury is who I thought he was. Not very good. A cheater who's been carried by boxing. He should have lost the first fight to Wilder. He got dropped twice. He got a long count. The third fight, he got a long count. He should have lost that one. This one, he should have lost. Francis Nnganou, he got robbed. Everybody who saw the fight admits Tyson Fury did not win that fight. Now he's talking about pulling out of the Usyk fight. Yeah. He's a disgrace to boxing. The sooner he gets out of the sport, the better. Jim,
he was nicer when he was a little heavier.
I got more energy. Wait, explain yourself, fellas.
What does this say before you give your piece? What does this say about Wilder, his boy?
No.
And he beat Wilder.
Listen, he was not the same. What happened to his power? Okay. I told you what I thought about Fury. I thought he got away with a lot of cheating. He's been suspended before for using PEDs. The power wasn't there. The power was not there, and I wonder why. I wonder why it wasn't there this time. Jim, please explain yourself, sir.
Mr. Frazier.
Well, thank you. Good job, Luther. I'm the only one sitting here that said before the fight that I was not looking past this fight to Usyk, because this was a fight. This was a professional fight. I was worried about this fight. This kind of reminded me of the Chuck Wepner Muhammad Ali fight.
Oh, come on!
And I think
making his pro debut.
I think Nnganou was better than Chuck Wepner, and Chuck Wepner knocked Ali down and took him the 15 rounds for Ali knocked him out. Listen, this is a guy. Don't forget, Billy Conn never fought amateur. Okay. Dwight Kwawi never fought amateur. This guy has been a professional fighter for 10 years, since 2013.
MMA.
And he was a boxer before he got into MMA. So he's basically been a professional boxer now for over 10 years. I was very impressed with the way he kept his hands up. Any professional boxer lets you know that's hard to do.
He did not look bad, in other words.
Hands up.
Good job.
The president of the WBC Suleiman already said he's going to put him in the top 10 in the WBC because he feels like he's one of the top 10. You going against Suleiman?
I'm just
well,
saying.
Let me just finish.
That's a lot of praise, and I think all these guys that worked all their life. This guy jumps in.
With a loss.
Yeah, you know.
Don't forget. Before I was rudely interrupted, don't forget that Jake Paul and Logan Paul. These are guys that are doing great things in boxing. I think
they're getting pushed too fast.
I think this was great for boxing. Don't forget now that this is a guy. When you watch UFC and MMA, and I know both of you guys, and you used to be a promoter in that area. You guys study that. They will tell you before the fight if it's a good promoter, a ring announcer, what their strengths are, whether it's jiu-jitsu, if it's Kurt Angle, it's his wrestling. This guy is boxing. This guy knocks people out.
So he's not a kicker or not like that.
Right.
Okay.
He knocks people out, and I was not surprised that he's from Africa and been chasing Tarzan his whole life, that he was going to give his best effort.
Here you go.
But this is very good. This is very good for
Football,
boxing.
Africans.
It doesn't matter which sport they're in. Jim is going to find a way.
This is very good for boxing. I told you guys before, Fury didn't hit hard. He's like a Muhammad Ali. He's a guy that don't hit
stop
hard.
putting him in the same sentence of Muhammad Ali.
No,
please,
I think he's the best I've ever seen, and I still say.
How?
I think he's better than Rocky
Why?
Marciano and Muhammad Ali.
Why is he better than those guys?
Pardon me?
He goes down every fight.
He done been down
his
7
power,
times.
right?
How many times did Ali go down?
But who knocked him down though?
Hall of
Henry
Famers.
Cooper.
Hall
Chuck
of
Webner.
Famers.
Okay.
Is Chuck Webner a Hall of Famer?
You're right.
The bleeding.
You're right.
Okay,
But
listen, we've
but
seen
was few and far
cruiserweights.
between.
We've seen cruiserweights.
Right.
Steve
What was Henry
Cunningham
Cooper? What was
knocked him
Henry
down.
Cooper? Yeah, 180.
But anything can happen in a fight.
Exactly. That's what I said.
But I did say.
But you're the
But
one
I'm
saying-
being attacked because, in my opinion,
I'm saying why?
Fury's the best ever.
Jim, can I ask you a question? What happened to his power? Did it look?
He
funny?
never had power. What happened
Well,
to
he
Wilder's
shook the
chin?
hell.
What happened to Wilder's chin?
Maybe
Wilder's
that's what it is.
notorious for having a great chin.
Well,
Until he
since-
got to.
whoa,
When has he
whoa.
ever got knocked down before?
Well, he never really.
He
Or
fought
Tina
a-
shook him.
He
Who
fought
else did he fight with a big
He fought a
punch?
lot of stumble bumps.
What was that
He
guy's
fought
name? The guy he
everybody
beat.
was on there.
The guy he beat for the championship.
Ooh,
Sterving. Yeah, he could hit.
He could hit, and he took his shots easily. You know,
I'm
but
still
all
trying
of a
to figure
sudden,
out-
Fury
there's a
has his
carpet on the
power.
basketball court. I'm still stuck on that. Okay.
I'll take pictures of it
Please,
for you
I
guys.
believe you. I just want to see it. Okay, remember the old Tartan Turf?
Yeah,
NC
yeah.
State Store, the CCAC had. I like that. Okay, here's my notes. First of all, what you said about the WBC putting him in the top 10. Luther hit it on the head. There's guys that have worked hard.
life.
Rankings to me are very sacred.
Yes,
You
yes,
just
I
can't
agree.
throw a guy in there. That's not right. Okay, Tyson Fury, wide punches. A boxer does not throw wide punches, and Ngannou didn't. His were short and quick.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and something that Fury does well, he didn't do them consistently enough. in
Lean
this
on
fight.
you?
Well, yeah, that. But his feints. He did it a few times. He didn't do it enough.
He was rubbing his nose a lot. Did you notice him picking at his nose? I
So
saw
the
that a
things,
lot.
I don't think he was in shape. Whenever you throw wide punches, to me, that's one of the things you're not in shape. And I think Ngannou's power surprised him. Okay. Now, I did say I never once said Fury was an all-time great. As a matter of fact, we do that thing, Ali against Fury,
Right,
Marciano
right.
against Fury. We always had me and Luther anyway.
But you talked about what are the all-time chins and recovery.
Oh yeah, no, I still say it. Did he prove it? I didn't say he had a great chin. I
He
said,
laid on. How many times have we seen him laid down?
but he gets up though.
for 15 seconds. Yeah.
But everybody has I said he has a great recovery chin.
A lot of
he's
people,
got a great chin.
lot of people could recover if you give them 15, 25 seconds. They can recover.
Okay, okay. Then I said he just wasn't in shape, in my opinion, and I just don't know if he was mentally. Everybody talks about physical. Now Jim said something a long time ago about Fury. Don't worry about how he looks. He may be in shape. You know, that's just how he looks. But maybe mentally he wasn't in shape. Okay, now with Ngannou, he surprised me. Jim and I always talk about footwork. His footwork was good, okay? And he was short and quick. In my opinion, he looked good. He shuffled towards Fury. He didn't stomp. You know, and a lot of these MMA guys, when they fight boxers, they don't have good footwork. And I was impressed with his footwork. He didn't look clumsy, okay? He was short and quick with his punches. He wasn't wide.
I agree.
Okay? Now, the thing that he wasn't consistently busy, okay? And then something here in Pittsburgh, I don't know if that term is floated everywhere else. Mike Tomlin, I think, originated it when he said splash plays, okay? Now, splash plays meaning, splash, the big tackle, the big interception at the right time. Ngannou had the big punt. He knocked him down. He had some splash.
Right.
Yes, he had some splash.
Right. Did you notice he was switching from
southpaw
to conventional?
right.
I was very impressed.
And he looked good. He didn't look clumsy doing it. So he did make some splash punches. But for me, back to the decision, if you look at it and just focus like you should as a judge, each round as its own entity. That's entity means like its own organization.
Okay. Break it down.
So break it down. So I think Fury won.
Oh,
okay.
Claudio.
I think Fury. I was there. I was there. I remember I told Luther you were there. He said, "You were there to fight? I ain't got your money." Okay. So I think he won, but I have it 8-4. Okay.
Wait, you said he won 8 rounds to 4?
Yeah. If you look at each
Did you
round.
watch with your glasses on, Claudio?
I did. But here's what I'm saying. I think the thing that's shocking to you, to everybody, is that this was I didn't expect it to be Lyle Alzado, Muhammad Ali. I didn't expect that. But I didn't expect it to be like this. I'll be honest. And I think I don't want to disagree with you. You said it's good for boxing, because maybe it is. But if he doesn't fight Usyk, which he's kind of leaning towards now,
He's trying to pull out the fight.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, can I ask you a question?
No. Yeah.
The question I have is, you and Luther both are in a disagreement with me and the president of the WBC, Suleiman, that his guy should be in the top 10. Well, was it common sense when Lomo was in the top 10 after his first fight?
No.
Listen,
I didn't say it was.
I don't agree with any of that.
You're right.
Rushing these guys.
But we didn't say. Did you say it
That
was?
was good for boxing. That was good for boxing.
Why was it good? It
Why
was
is
good for
this guy-
Lomo.
Right. We're not talking about boxing. I understand about splitting it. I've talked to
Listen,
Luther.
one
Business
loss,
and a fan. You're
one
right.
loss should not slide you in the top
How
10.
bad does that look? And I'm not going to.
Come on, one loss slides you in.
And
First
then
of all,
split
he won.
decision?
It was a robbery. I don't know where you got
Okay.
8-4 at. Listen, I had 7-5, and he had a knockdown.
It'd be
of
nice
Fury.
if you answered my question before you go on to something else.
I said I didn't like Lomo getting moved
No.
up. I don't
You
like
didn't
any
like
of
it,
these guys.
but it was good for boxing.
Why was it good for boxing?
Because
Did-
Lomo is big. He's
what's
a
his
great name for
What's his
boxing.
pay-per-view numbers
Well,
look like?
I'm not sure.
Not
I'm not
good.
sure about
not
that.
good.
But you must agree. All over the world, Lomo is known. People want to see Lomo.
To your
fight.
point, the world is bigger than the United States.
Exactly, and
Okay.
I think Nnganou, the world would like to see him fight.
Did you know much about him before?
I've seen him in MMA. I mean,
Did you know much about him?
Yes, I knew everything about him.
Man, Jim, you
just knew he's from Africa,
You
that's
knew he's
all
from
you know.
Africa, and that's it.
Were you okay? Let me ask you honest question, or I want an honest answer. Were you? Did you say that Ngannou won the fight because you were shocked that he hung in there as well as he did?
No,
You were a little
I
bit
was-
jaded
I
with
was
that.
looking
Did
at-
you expect it to be a blowout?
I thought Fury would blow him out.
Okay, so
You know?
now when he hung in there, you might say,
listen,
"Damn, he
but
went around."
when I judge a fight, I look at it round by round. He was more aggressive. He
But
had
didn't
the
he
more
take some
effective
rounds
punches.
off?
He took a few rounds off.
Well,
And that's when Fury won.
I thought some of that was because he never went 10 before.
Right.
I'm not
he
sure.
had to pace himself.
I'm not sure how well he would do in championship rounds, although we haven't seen anybody enter the championship rounds in 40 years.
Oh, you're
So,
talking about that. Yeah, 13,
I'm not-
14, 15, right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you got that. Luther always mentioned championship rounds. I call them 10, 11, and 12.
That's true.
Good job, Claudio.
Well, we know you're still stuck back in the 70s and 80s. Try to come up to this century, Jim.
Well, let me ask you this
It's
now.
12 rounds. Jim's imagine it
Did you
13
think
and
Fury won the
14.
fight?
Huh?
Did you think Fury won the fight?
Of course
I
he's going
had
to say
it
that.
96, 93 for Fury.
Okay. A lot of boxing experts had 96, 93, including your boy, Paulie Malignaggi.
Of course he would.
I was waiting
Of
for
course
that.
he would.
Now, what
He
I
had
don't like,
that score before the fight even happened.
what I don't like, and this is what I was worried about. I didn't think cut. But I thought if something crazy happens, and I can't define
It's
crazy.
Fury. It's Fury. Something
Th-
crazy
well,
is
yeah.
always going to happen with him.
Because later we're going to have a segment, which fight did we want to see in 2023 that we didn't see? And one of them was Fury Usyk, and we might not see it.
We're not going to see it. We're
Oh,
not going to
it's
see
a
it. Not
signed
this year.
contract.
It's a signed contract.
be
Yeah, but
this
he-
year.
but
That's
if
what
he-
I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not going to be
Okay.
this year.
They have it to December 23rd.
Yeah, that ain't
Just
gonna happen.
Fury's just held up the heavyweight
There's no way in
division.
hell it's going to happen December 23rd.
How do you
Fury's
hold
just
it up?
held.
He just fought.
But
He
when
held
did
it
he
up
fight?
all year. He was supposed to fight Usyk in the summer. All year they were talking.
And Usyk was ready.
Then he slides in Nnganou fight.
Was it right? Yeah,
You know, there was-
exactly, Luther.
And he lost that fight.
You
I don't
said
care what
Usyk
you guys
was-
said.
Did somebody say Usyk was ready?
Oh yeah,
The
back
man,
then.
the man is ducking landmines.
He's been
And
following. Hey,
you're
you gotta be
talking
honest.
about
He's been following
Fury.
Fury and wherever he's
Yeah.
been like Shannon Briggs.
He's
He
in the
follows-
UK.
when's the
He
last
ran
time
in the
been to
ring.
Ukraine.
And has he made a big? Has he made a huge money fight, Usyk?
No.
He
He
wants.
needs this Fury
right,
fight.
and he's been
And
chasing
Fury-
him,
and
Jim.
Fury-
He's gotten in the ring. He said,
And
"I want to fight
listen,
him."
Fury seems like he has some confidence that's lacking.
Something ain't
Wanting to
right.
pull out.
Something ain't right.
His daddy ain't lacking confidence. His
that
daddy
was
wasn't Mike
ridiculous.
Tyson.
I know, that was
His
ridiculous.
daddy's not even allowed in here because he gouged the guy's eye out. He's not allowed in the States. I mean, that guy's wild. He's
all
no limit.
gypsies have done that.
He's no limit. He's different.
When we come back,
You
we're
don't
going to
know
talk
any gypsies.
more about Fury Usyk. So come on back to the boxing authorities. Welcome back to the boxing authorities. Before we go into Usyk and potential Usyk Fury, have you heard? Because you always checking on that. How were the numbers?
I heard the numbers were pretty good.
Pay-per-view?
Yeah, I heard the pay-per-view was very good.
Thanks to Nnganou.
Ngannou has a great fan base. Fury's put up some numbers in the past with Wilder.
He has a top 10 fan base. Ngannou.
Oh yeah, he does. MMA, those
WBC.
the MMA guys, they really follow. I hope they fight, but I'm not too sure. Fury, who knows what he's going to do? It was
That's the
it was a
problem.
major payday. He could mess around and retire, and
Were
not
you
take
guys
Usyk fight.
surprised because of how big this fight was and how exciting that it wasn't an automatic rematch? You
Well,
know,
he
one
said there
guy
was no
got 50
clause. There
There
was
was
no
no
rematch.
clause, but one guy got 50 million. The other guy who only got 600,000 as his biggest payday
He didn't
got
get
10
600.
million.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in MMA, his biggest payday was 600,000.
Yeah, yeah.
He got 10
Well,
million.
we know
Was
in
you
MMA.
surprised it wasn't like another rematch?
It wasn't.
For
I
that
don't
kind
think
of
they
money?
expected it to be anything
Right.
like
It
it.
wasn't
Let
supposed
me
to
ask
be
you
this
guys
way.
something,
I was
and we're going to
worried.
get to the Usyk Fury fight. If you're Nnganou, do you say forget MMA and let me concentrate?
Oh,
I
of
fought the
course.
heavyweight champion of the world.
Of course, he's already saying, and now he's 37. He's getting these
But
big
so is
paydays.
Joe Joyce and all them guys.
And we see what's happening with
Zhang.
Joe Joyce. But he's calling for Wilder in a fight in Africa. I'm sure Jim will be front row for that one. I think that would be huge. Wilder and
I
Ghana.
think Wilder. I said before. Let me finish. Fury Wilder have separated themselves. Fury has gotten a little bit closer to the pack. I think, but Wilder's got to fight. But I'd be interested in that fight.
I would too. I would too.
I think Wilder gets him.
I think Wilder stops him.
Yeah.
I think Wilder stops him. Because he could be hit. You know, we saw him get hit, but Fury had no power on his
Wilder
punches
lost
this
his
fight.
intestinal fortitude.
That's
I mean,
We're
you
not
guys
going to.
keep-
I'm not going to. What are you
He
talking
one
about?
fight 3 years. That sounds to me.
Nobody's fighting. He wanted to fight Usyk. He
Well,
wanted to
he
fight
could
Ruiz.
fight anybody.
He
He could
wanted to
fight-
fight these
There's
guys.
one or two things.
No,
Would that
sir.
get
no,
rid- would that
we're
get
not
rid
going to
fight
test that,
the
Jim.
fisherman?
Yes, there's so many people that would fight him.
No, no, no,
Man
there's
and
no.
Turk
They-
was fighting
listen.
for 4 rounds. Hey, listen, there's two things that's either happening with Wilder. Either he lost his intestinal fortitude,
All right,
which
Jim,
I think.
that's-
And here's the second thing.
Jim, don't even
Here's
go
the
there.
second
I don't wanna hear
thing.
that.
Here's the
I don't
second
wanna hear
thing.
that.
Here's the second thing.
Jim, you need to
he
stop.
just felt like he's up there with Fury, and Fury's getting offered so much money, and he's not getting offered anything
That's a good point.
comparable, and he's really upset.
Can I
about
say
that.
something
His
about
next
that?
fighter will be in
One
Saudi
time,
as
Reggie
well.
Jackson in 1981, I think it was 81, when the Yankees signed Winfield. Yeah, remember, Reggie was Reggie, and Reggie had the highest contract up until Winfield had that unbelievable.
Yeah.
He said, "Here I am on deck, looking at Dave Winfield making that kind of money." And it
Yeah.
bothered him.
Yeah.
I'm Reggie.
Yeah.
It bothered him.
Yeah.
You have a good point.
Thank you.
Wilder,
He has no point. I
but what do
disagree.
you always say? You have to fight.
gotta
And in boxing, you have to. Now you tell me that
Listen,
Guidry wouldn't have fought him? You don't think Don King would want his boy Guidry? be-
Wilder's at a point where he's demanding a certain amount of money.
But he's not fighting anybody.
Listen,
He's making
Well,
zero.
Okay. And he can retire now and be fine. But he's not going to fight for anything. Anthony Joshua has been running for him from years.
Okay.
Andy Ruiz is still running. Usyk said he would be on the table, and he's not fighting. And
I'm
Nnganou
just
may be
serious.
the only guy
How
who
about
will
if he'd
take
have
the
made?
fight.
How about if he'd have made $5 million against Gidry? $5 million is better than zero, and you're in the ring.
I think he could have made that. That's about where
Against Gidry?
that's
Come
about
on,
his-
you guys
That's
just
about
throwing
where
out
he
I'm
names.
just throwing out
Come
names,
on,
yes.
No.
You know,
He's
How
at a
about
certain
F.A.
point.
Jogba?
You know how quick his wife would spend $5 million.
Oh, come on, Jim. We're not doing that, man.
But how about F.A. Jogba? There's a lot of names.
And none
A
of them.
lot of
and
names. You
none
don't think
them-
any of them
and
would
none
fight
them
him?
on the level. Listen, he has to fight a certain level. Of
Oh,
guy.
now it's a
But
certain
come on,
level.
guys.
But let's just
Certain level,
but
certain
you said nobody
opponent,
wants to fight
certain-
him. I know we're getting off the top, but F.A. Jogba, what's his most
Who's F.A. fighting now? A guy you never heard of.
At
good?
least he's fighting.
Right, at least he's fighting.
Yeah, but listen, he's fighting a guy that's not going to move the needle. It's
I'd
not
rather-
going to help him.
Jim, I'd rather
Listen,
make $5 million than zero.
Listen,
Yeah.
he
And
only
get
has
a win, an
Wilder,
easy win,
only-
an easy
Wilder
win.
only has a couple more years. He said he's going to fight, so he's
Okay,
looking
well,
for the
he
big
ain't
He
gonna
ain't
fight.
fight.
He's retired. Fury could fight the guy that FA is fighting, and it would be a buzz.
There's
Wilder's
no,
not a
why
draw.
wasn't there a
Why-
buzz for
Huh?
Dylan White? There was no buzz for that
Yes,
fight.
all over
no,
the
there
world
wasn't.
it
No,
was,
there
not
wasn't.
here.
Stop, Jim.
It's sold out
Stop,
where
Jim.
they were.
Jim,
They sold
every fight sells out over in the UK.
Oh, well,
Stop,
make-
stop, Jim. You're making that up, Jim.
Well, number one,
And
I don't
you're going to
think-
stop
I've
slandering
said
Wilder.
before, and I'll say it again. Wilder can't get no. He can't get no pass to go over to Saudi Arabia.
He's
stuck
been
in
over
the
there.
country.
He's
He's stuck in the country.
I think Fury
Jim
hasn't been
over
able to
there.
come here.
Yeah, Fury's bad from here. You're making stuff up.
Well,
we saw where he was
well,
there
he got
at the
they-
same time as Fury. And
Saudi got his dental records now. He
stop,
can't fake
No,
Jim.
Wilder-
you may not be allowed there, but we saw Wilder in there, and he was dressed. He had
was
the
there,
robe and a
but
tie and
Wilder,
everything.
did you know the Wilder can't go to Monroeville? Then? Or he doesn't want to go to Monroeville. Which one is it?
It's Jim.
Which one
Jim
is
Rogan.
it? All right,
Listen,
back
man.
to the Fury Usyk fight. I don't think there's no way it's going to happen December 23rd.
No.
And
Fury's
no cut,
held up
cut
the
doesn't
division.
matter.
It's-
and if I were Usyk, I'd be upset.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Some
holding up
people
his-
are saying that Usyk should challenge Ngannou.
Ngannou.
Why not? He's going to make a killing.
Wow.
And just forget about Fury. And then if Fury doesn't fight, okay.
Can we strip him? I mean, he's just holding
You know,
up the division.
I'm with you.
He's
but
holding
they
it
won't
up.
Strip. They ain't gonna strip.
They're not gonna strip
But if for me, as Jim and Clemente and myself like to say, what I would do is, if he doesn't fight and he fought Ngannou, didn't look good, and Usyk wants to fight Ngannou or he wants to fight Wilder, to me, I recognize Usyk as the champion. You know what I'm trying to say? Fury goes
He's
down
a
in my
unified
book.
heavyweight champ. You know, Fury just has the WBC belt.
I think he's hurting his career by doing
Well,
this.
listen, this is
Who's
just
the
what Fury
guys
does.
that used to always say that didn't need a belt to make money?
Well, they said Foreman, Tyson, and Pazienza.
And Fury.
Not Fury.
And
Not Fury. He has
Fury
a belt.
don't need the belt.
He has a belt.
Good point.
He don't need the belt.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
good
does
point.
need the belt. Listen, you act like he was a big draw before he had
He
those
got
fights
$50
with
million
Wilder. He was not.
fighting a UFC guy. He got $50 million. He fought the third Wilder fight.
ask you a
Wilder got
question.
$8 million.
I'm gonna ask you both the
Saudi
question.
Arabia
He
has-
got
has
12
not been
million for
overpaying.
fighting Wilder.
Saudi
Oh,
Arabia
yeah,
has
they're
been
overpaying
overpaying
everything.
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 Well, I don't see Wilder over there.
Let me
They're
ask you
trying to
guys.
set. Listen, stop. That's when
They're
you're
trying
wrong,
3
Jim.
years.
Jim,
They've been trying for
listen,
3 years?
They've been trying to set him and Anthony Joshua.
What, they
up.
melting down
They were
gold?
trying to do that.
They don't
Joshua
need
will
the
not
money.
take the fight.
What is
Joshua
the
won't take the
problem?
fight, Jim.
What's the problem?
Another guy you got exposed saying he was so great. Anthony Joshua won't
Hey,
take the fight.
You know, he's my boy, but listen to me. Fury, Torres, and Anthony Joshua, the greatest.
And Ryan Garcia.
And Ryan Garcia.
How many big L's you take, Jim? Come on now.
I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to start some trouble.
Okay.
And I have a feeling I'm going to be leaning with you. Who's a bigger pay-per-view star? And him. I didn't say his opponent.
Okay.
Him. Tyson Fury or Mayweather?
Are you serious?
I'm just asking. Who needs an opponent
on,
to
man.
draw? And who will do
Mayweather
it? Like, for
needs an
example,
opponent.
Mike Tyson did not need an opponent.
No.
Listen,
No.
come
Okay?
on. You,
Does Fury? I'm asking you. Did Fury need an opponent?
No.
all
think-
I
or
got to
Mayweather?
do is hit you guys with facts, and this conversation is over.
you.
The top 10 pay-per-views
Yes.
include who? Six.
Was it his opponent?
Mayweather's opponent.
Six Mayweather.
Mayweather's
But who's
opponent.
the common guy? Six
His
of them have
opponent.
Mayweather. I don't want to
His
hear
But my
opponent.
point is,
I'm done.
Ngannou, he's
Yeah,
Ngannou.
yeah.
He's an MMA star.
I don't have
Fury,
okay.
what did White and Fury do? Not great.
Can I ask you a
Fury
question?
needs an opponent. Come
Can I
on,
ask you a
guys.
question?
That's what I'm
I'm hitting
asking
you
you.
guys with
That's what I'm
numbers.
asking you.
The
In his prime.
this wasn't a top 10
In
fight.
his prime, and you know this for sure, in his prime, Mayweather went to a club in Pittsburgh called Cheerleaders, and there wasn't nobody there to see.
Jim,
In his prime. Then a fight broke out. He ran out like it was.
So you say, we know that's
Who's
your
that
hangout
guy
spot.
wrestling the Big Show?
Big Show.
He ran out like the Big Show was chasing him with all his bricks.
And we saw Mayweather knock out the Big Show in
Oh, yeah,
wrestling,
he
Jim.
clocked
But
Listen,
can
there's
you
no
imagine,
comparison.
Can you imagine Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson going to Cheerleaders? It'd be a line from here all the way to Monroeville.
Jim,
Mayweather was there. They was like,
Starting
oh yeah,
in
he's there.
Monroeville.
Yeah.
Starting in
They're
Monroeville.
starting in
Jim,
Monroeville.
Claudio, the top 10 pay-per-views of all time. Six of them
thank
have
you
Mayweather.
for his opponents.
I don't have to say anything
Thank
else.
goodness
that was my
for his
question.
opponents.
Was it Mayweather or his opponents and
opponents.
Mayweather?
Well, why don't his
opponents.
opponents have anything else to the top 10?
I'm
End
just
of
asking.
discussion.
I'm just asking.
And you're just wrong. And you're completely wrong, Jim.
I love Mayweather.
All right. Now, one of Jim's favorite topics, the female division, WBO, IBF, WBA.
Mayweather's daughter out of jail.
I didn't know she was in. Woo.
Not in jail, Jim.
Feather champ Amanda Serrano. Now 46-2-1 with 30 knockouts. She shuts out De La Ramos in a 12-round unanimous decision. Luther, I know you're huge on the female division, as am I. Your thoughts on Serrano? The fight, I'm sorry.
First, I have to give credit to Amanda Serrano and Ramos. 12 rounds, 3 minutes. I think the discussion is
Action.
over. Let's make it 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds for all women's boxing. I mean, they've proven it. You know, Amanda Serrano was very busy. Now, she is starting to show, you know, she's not getting the knockouts. She's getting hit a little more. But I think she did everything she needed to do to win the fight. She proved that women can go 12 rounds at 3 minutes. I hope it continues. I hope they make that just a rule. I'm looking for Amanda Serrano, Alicia Baumgartner. I'd love to see that fight happen. Katie Taylor's tied up, with the last opponent she lost.
Who would you think would win?
At this point, I'm going to go with Alicia Baumgartner.
Ooh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, because she's younger, she's in the prime, and I think Serrano, she's been fighting a long time, and she's kind of moving out of her prime. I'm going to go Alicia Baumgartner.
I'm going
in
Serrano.
an upset.
I'd love to see that.
In an
That'd be.
upset. I hope that fight.
Would that be the biggest women's fight ever?
No.
No.
Not at this point. But I'd love to see it. It'd be up there, though.
Yeah. Jim,
Well,
that's a good call.
again,
And you've been right a lot with these calls.
yeah, he has.
I'm talking about opponents fighting
Yeah,
opponents.
he has been. There's not many to talk about women's boxing.
Oh, God.
But
Here
I
you
will
go
say
with the
this,
slander.
I will say this, that Amanda Serrano is somebody who I think would be a Hall of Famer in any era. She's a person that could fight in the Christy Martin era
No doubt.
and do well. Look
A
at
lot
the
of
record.
people
She's
could,
a
a lot
fighter.
of people now could fight in that era and
No,
do well.
not
a
in my
lot
opinion
of them.
because they're not experienced enough.
Oh,
they barely
God. Here
got more
you-
fights than Nnganou.
There was
But you talking about
back in those
40
days they were fighting housewives.
Well, that
Jim.
don't
They
make
were
it true because you said it.
No, it's a fact.
Well, Christy Martin had 8 losses and 9 split decisions, so that makes it untrue.
That's
And
that,
she would
but
dominate
that-
today.
look at their opponents. Look at her
Well,
opponents' records,
Well, she
Jim.
started her career 3-2. But Serrano,
So does
with
that mean
this
she wasn't that great?
46-2-1 with 30 knockouts, she is a fighter. It's in her blood to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that you had back in the Christy Martin and Layla Ali days. And so I would give her, she's a Hall of Famer in my book.
no doubt.
I'm
Oh,
a
yeah,
big
she's
fan.
definitely-
She's a fighter. It's in her blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy, even though Luther sees her slipping, I
You haven't
think she's
seen any
still on
slippage?
top.
You
I
haven't
think
seen
she's
any
in her top of her
She's
game.
getting hit a lot
now.
more. You haven't
Okay,
seen a little
she's
slippage?
what did I say? She's turning in almost to Arturo Gatti.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
But I'll say this, just looking at that clip, and I'm surprised you didn't say anything because you are an NFL scout. And to Luther's point, and I'm not ripping on anybody, but when Christy Martin fought people, they didn't look good
wide
mechanically.
punches.
Look at
Just
Serrano.
because you say it don't
No,
make
no,
it
it's
true.
the fact. Look at Serrano, Luther. She was tight. She
Right,
looked
even
good.
her opponent.
Her opponent.
It wasn't
They
a
didn't look
mismatch.
sloppy.
Right.
Which one was which? I didn't know who was wearing the
Oh.
white. No, I didn't know who was which. Which
do you
one
mean?
was which?
Serrano.
Which one was wearing the white? Serrano?
Serrano.
Okay, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
Why-
who
why-
was
Well,
it.
then his eyes are bad.
Yeah,
Jim, get your glasses, man.
You know what I'm trying to say.
In the words of Skip Bayless, put your glasses on.
Luther,
Smokin'
you and
Jim.
I have said numerous times, 70s, 80s, 90s, much better than today.
Yes.
And these guys, a lot of them couldn't win years ago. But I agree with you that Serrano, let's just stay with her. She would have done fantastic
yes,
back then.
yes,
And,
yes.
and mechanically,
I think a lot of the women today would have done great.
right?
No,
Yeah,
they got-
yes,
they got
yes.
wiped
No,
out. They got
Just
wiped
the
out.
opposite
No.
of what it was in the
Exactly.
men.
There ain't
That's my
10
point.
women.
I-
There ain't
I
10
completely-
women now that anybody can name other than Luther because he got the names written down. There's nobody. I'm talking about from featherweight or bantamweight all the way through heavyweight. There's not 10 women. That's why they're fighting each
okay,
other
name 10 women
because
for
they
that.
have to.
Name 10 women for that era.
Well, I
That
just
were
put
Hall
it
of
this
Famers.
way.
Okay,
I
you
just put it
can.
this way because you shouldn't answer a question with a question. But I will say,
asked
I
a
would
question.
say, I would say this. I would say this for all you guys who didn't think that the Christy Martin era was great. Christy Martin would wipe people out today. She would destroy people today, and she had a lot of losses and a lot of split decisions back in her heyday, and she was a great fighter, coal miner's daughter,
Yeah.
and everybody says
you know,
that.
yes,
So,
she's
a-
right there, that
she's
kills
a-
your argument.
she's a Hall of
because
Famer.
right there, there's 17 people that gave her problems or beat her back in the day.
Let me ask
so
you a
that's
question.
17 different
And
fighters.
one of them
I'm
was
gonna kinda
Layla
prove you
Ali.
wrong. Okay.
One of them was Layla Ali, another Hall of Famer.
Yes.
But the people who beat
would
her,
kill
we don't know who
everybody
they are.
today.
Who are the people that beat her, Jim?
Right.
Who
Let's
would
do
kill
it.
everybody
That's
today?
not true. Layla Ali, Christy Martin, yes,
Three-
they would be great.
5 fights ago, who did Serrano fight and who did Ramos
Ramos,
fight?
Jim.
You can't say because there's not that many. There's girls. There's
might have been
girls
Katie
there
Taylor.
that got
I'm not
5,
sure.
6
Jim, you're
fights.
going
Yeah,
5
you're not
fights ago.
sure. That's the thing.
You're
There's
not
5, 6
sure.
fights. You want me to go back 60 years, but you can't go back 6 months. And the reason
point is-
the ladies now, it's like they got like 5, 6 fights, Lou, and they're fighting for championships.
No, I don't like that.
You
So
know what I
what
mean? They're
was it
not
back in the day?
experienced.
Okay, back in the day.
Name me their
There was-
amateur
there was-
career.
back in the
Name me
day-
their amateur career.
Jim,
How
back
was
in
their
the day,
amateur career?
Christy Martin could be fighting for a championship her second fight.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
no, she was 3-2.
Well,
then.
I'm saying, well, that's because
She
her
started her
record.
career at
Okay,
3-2.
did
I
Layla
think
Ali?
it's-
How long did it take Layla Ali to
Layla
start
Ali
fighting for
was the
championship?
greatest, and she would
Okay,
beat,
but how long
and
did
she
it
would
take
beat
her?
your girl from Flint, right? She would beat your girl from
We don't
Flint.
know. We don't know.
Well,
We
first
don't
of
know
all,
that.
we know she go upside her head with all that mouth Flint got. Because Layla Ali was the type when she seen you, she went upside your head, say something.
Hey, Layla Ali was a
She
great
have
one.
you running through airports like
but
O.J.
she-
Simpson.
But you know what? Oh, God. She wasn't undisputed in 3 different weight classes at the same time.
my
Unheard
goodness.
of. I'm just saying, Jim.
I mean, she was
Serrano a
great,
top-
but she couldn't beat Layla Ali.
Is she a top 3 fighter of all time?
Who,
female?
Serrano?
Yeah.
She's in the conversation. I'd say top 5 for
Okay.
sure, top 3.
She's gonna be in the conversation.
She's going to be in the conversation.
You-
Yeah,
you
I'll put
think?
her in the
What do you think?
conversation.
Well, I definitely say she got one of the top 3 bodies of all time for a boxer, and that's very important.
very
but
important.
yeah, I would say top 5 of all time, definitely.
If she fight, I love that
Definitely.
matchup with Baumgartner. Who would you take, Serrano or Baumgartner?
Oh, that's my baby.
I'm taking
That's my
Serrano.
baby.
I'm taking Serrano. I
that's
think
my
she
baby.
would
It depends
bully
on her.
her.
Yeah,
depends
because she
on- it depends.
experience, like you
Experience,
said.
but she would
She had
bully
the
her.
experience of the 70s.
She's
She
getting,
looks-
she's getting hit a lot
She had the
more.
experience of the 70s and 80s
Oh,
on her side.
there you go.
I'm impressed with her. And the thing about her that I like, she fights. After that loss, a lot of fighters disappear after a loss. She didn't. She wanted to keep fighting.
See, I don't like the 3-minute rounds. I like the 2-minute
Why?
rounds. Well, there's some that's breastfeeding. There's some that's
Jim, come on.
on their
Who's
period.
breastfeeding? No, come on, Jim.
I mean, give me just 2 minutes.
No, 3 minutes.
Not for everybody.
Listen, if Clarissa Shields had 3-minute rounds, she'd have a lot more knockouts. I truly believe that. Do you think Shields would have more knockouts if she was fighting 3 minutes rounds? As we get
Yes.
back, Jim's talking about
Yes, I
breastfeeding
don't want to
and
hear
all
about
that
all
weird
that
stuff.
Anyway,
The medicine's wearing
Last
off.
week,
Jim,
oh.
Claudio, we got to wrap it up. The medicine's
I know, he
wearing
says-
off.
I don't
He
wanna
needs
get into
another
it.
dose.
I'm telling you. All right. Last week we had a full boat here, and the two fighters main event in Pittsburgh: Joey Turk versus Mike Manna. A very exciting fight, packed house. 2 good friends that were friends before the fight, during, and after,
I don't
but
think
they
they was ever
fought.
friends.
They used to hang together on the north side of
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. They
right.
got in a couple fights, and they saved each other a couple times. Yeah.
They're not BFF, like me and you. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. Thoughts on Mike Manna won decision.
Yeah.
And packed the house. Now there's going to be talk of maybe
A trilogy.
of
A trilogy. You know, we kind of figured that, you know, we when we had him on the show, we said Mike needed to win this one to have a trilogy.
Right.
So I think it'll be a trilogy. He dropped him. He dropped
Yeah,
Turk
it was a
one
nice
time.
shot, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we knew he had power. I don't think he went in there with that southpaw stance
Right.
too much this time. He went more conventional. So great fight. I'm glad two local guys got it in and fought, and they can fight again. Great crowd. Cunningham was also on that card, so
Did he win?
very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won.
Your thoughts on Manna Turk?
Well, Turk was undefeated when he had his fiance. Maybe I ought to get her back. But hey, listen, you can't get too close. You can't get too close. You can't get too close to Mike Manna. This guy got really unreal power. I've seen him knock out guys from other countries when he was way behind in the third round. He hit Turk with a Mike Tyson combo, a right hook to the chin uppercut, and then an overhand right that dropped him. I tell you what, this is great for southwestern Pennsylvania. I'm glad they're doing it at the Meadows, where I own 2 race horses that ain't won a race in
We
We don't know
20
nothing
years.
about him, do we?
They keep losing like you and your predictions.
So, hey, listen, this was great. I hope they fight one more time. Two really good friends of the show.
Yeah, Jim. One question: who has more losses, your horses or your boxing record, your boxing prediction on this show?
I don't know. I had Nnganou over your boy.
You did not have. You had who?
NUA. It was
No, you didn't.
Nnganou?
Okay,
No, NU. It was
anyway, he said Nnganou. Nnganou just lost over Fulton.
You've been on a heck of a loss.
No, I lost a couple.
You lost like 4 or
2.
5
I
in a
lost a
row.
couple majors.
Anyway,
no, not
we
in
have a
row.
new segment on the boxing authorities. We're all going to draw pictures. We're going to paint. Maybe now we will. Oh, here's mine. Here's mine.
I like that.
And next week, Luther's going to. No, we can't paint. We're not good. We don't make any good pictures. But that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to go to the zoo. We're going to do all kind of stuff.
Oh, God.
Maybe that'll impress people. But that's another story. Do you like my picture? Is it pretty good?
Beautiful.
That's a wall.
That's
or
a
is that-
award wedding.
Very good.
This man ain't
That's
bad.
a award wedding there.
I get along with everybody.
There you go.
You know who did that same painting was Pratt.
That was good. I like that. That was good. Oh, but he's my boy. He was good. He was good. But anyway, so that'll be our next.
No, he got a press pass.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
And he gets an hour for free.
That's it.
All right. When we come back, no, we got to do this. We keep putting it away. Legends fight. Jerry from Tampa keeps asking us to draw a picture of Jerry Cooney.
Oh, goodness.
No, Jerry Cooney, Ernie Shavers, Legends. Put it up on the video, and then we'll finish up with the mailbag. But 2 big sluggers.
Yeah,
And you want to talk
yeah.
about pay-per-view events, that would be a hell of a fight.
yes.
Your thought, Ernie Shavers,
Shavers could
if
hit.
he were
Oh.
fighting today, blowout, no doubt, champion.
He could have losses, but he'd be packing house because you knew he was going to be
was
coming
excited.
firing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still don't know how Holmes got up from that shot. You always talk about that shot.
He
with Holmes.
shot. Oh my God, he fought everybody.
Yeah, he did. Power in both,
Yep.
just
Everybody didn't
power.
fight him. That was
No,
problem.
well, he fought whoever's available.
Yeah,
and Jerry
yeah.
Cooney, obviously.
We know about
we'll
Jerry
put him
Cooney.
up, friend of the show. Love Jerry.
Yeah.
Dino Dennis.
dropped
That
him.
left.
Ooh.
I
Woo!
remember that fight.
We love Jerry, man.
Yeah.
Can we really go against Jerry Cooney?
Ken Norton.
Yeah,
That's
man,
Jim's boy.
this-
And a lot of people thought Norton was going to win that fight.
Yeah, man. Ken
Wait.
Norton's got dry.
Oh, George
fight.
Foreman said that he never felt was hit harder than what Cooney hit him.
I agree.
George Cooney would catch you on those ropes and just keep going.
And he
man.
even
Look
hit
at
my boy good,
Norton.
Jimmy
Oh,
Young.
look at Norton.
He looked good
Oh,
against
my.
Kenny.
Come on,
Jimmy
ref,
Young.
get in there, stop him.
Jim loves
Oh,
that ref.
man.
Jim loves that ref.
Jim would be that ref.
Luth, your thoughts, Shavers,
Man,
Cooney.
I think it would be a heavyweight. It wouldn't go the distance. Somebody was getting knocked out. I can't go against my man Cooney. I think Cooney may get dropped, but I think Cooney would catch him and finish Shavers off. I'm going with George Cooney.
Jerry
Jerry Cooney. I keep saying George.
Maybe
Jerry
he
Cooney.
needs, his medication.
Listen, CT, I was playing some basketball. I hit my head the other day.
But it was carpeted. How the hell did you get
It
hurt?
doesn't matter. You hit your head. You never know.
Go ahead, Jim.
Jerry Cooney. That's it, George.
You know, the Acorn was a bad boy. Anything he hit, he destroyed. They ducked him, including Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, till he got old and over the hill. But I just believe that Jerry Cooney, with that size and that left hand that he had, I just believe that he'd have just been too much for the Acorn.
I'm with you guys. I think Cooney gets it. I think it would be a slugfest. I say it would probably be within 3 rounds. But
Three rounds.
It would be exciting. An exciting fight that people
Like a Hagler Hearns type.
ish. Right.
Like an amateur boxing. Hagler
Hearns. Stop, Jim. That's one of the greatest 3
We love
rounds in the
Jerry.
history.
And I
Jim.
met
Stop.
Ernie Shavers years ago at the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievably nice. Just a good guy.
Did you understand anything he said?
Yeah, he was very good. He was very good. Yeah.
It's like talking to you, Jim.
When we come back, our popular segment, the boxing mailbags. Come on back to the boxing authorities. His hands were like, phew. All right. Okay, welcome back to the Boxing Authorities, our popular segment, Boxing Mailbag. Please continue to send your great questions and comments to boxingmailbag@yahoo.com or at my email, Reisono16@msn.com. This is a bad question because he was already starting. Glenn from Oakdale. I enjoyed your Mike Mann and Joey Turk interview. I got this email this morning that I watched you guys on Facebook, and you guys weren't antagonistic. Jim maybe started a little trouble. Antagonistic means you would try to start trouble. No, we enjoyed that interview, and we'll have them back for sure.
Before the trilogy.
Before the trilogy. Claudio and Jim, Adam from Pittsburgh. I know Ali fought Nnganou, the wrestler. My dad said he fought Gorilla Monsoon. I only see the airplane spin program. Did they actually fight? Do you want me to answer that?
Yes, please.
Okay. They did not fight. Barry Mikel Cicluna was supposed to fight Gorilla Monsoon, I want to say in 70 before Muhammad got the belt back the second time. And he was in the audience. And Cicluna and Gorilla Monsoon started toying around. Then Muhammad started pointing. He went in the ring. Cicluna leaves. And then he points at Gorilla Monsoon. Monsoon picked him up, did the airplane spin. But they did not fight. That was it.
I think
And
you're
he got
wrong. I think he did fight.
They never fought.
I believe he did fight. He fought the gorilla in Manila.
Oh.
Was that somebody different? Was that?
Technically, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Technically, he didn't. But you know what? That and he also had a parenthesis thing before the Fury Nnganou fight. He said the days of Andre the Giant fighting Chuck Wepner or Ali Inoki and Ali Alzado was that bigger and better than Fury and Nnganou? I'll say it wasn't as far as competition wise.
Right. There was a clear level of difference.
And Ali let Alzado do some things, and then Muhammad opened up on him. And Chuck Wepner,
Muhammad
like
Ali was
saying-
such a better boxer than Fury.
Well, that's
too,
like
so.
saying Floyd let McGregor
he
do
carried
it
him.
when McGregor hit
No,
him in the head.
He carried him.
Nobody
McGregor-
gets
he
hit in the
carried
head.
him when Floyd
he got
turned
hit
it
in
on.
the head more than any other fighter hit. Nobody gets hit in the head because they let you hit them in the head.
Jim, he carried McGregor.
Would you let somebody hit you in the head?
He carried McGregor.
Would you let somebody
and
hit
then
you
when
in
he
the
wanted to
head?
turn it up, he turned it up,
he
Jim.
carried him. Okay, real quick comment. Russ from Ozone Park. Love Russ. Russ has the Vinny Pazienza tattoo on the back of his thing. Russ is a great guy from Queens. Thoughts on, real quick, his question was, can boxing reclaim the top spot from UFC and combat sports?
It's going to be hard, but I think it's possible. We got to get the big fights, and we got to make more fights on regular TV to build up the audience. So there's a chance, but right now it's still. But if you look at the paychecks the boxers get and what they get in MMA,
There you go.
there's
There
no
you go.
difference.
There you go.
Name
I
me
mean,
a
there's
fight,
a
Jim.
big difference. The
No
boxers
doubt.
make more, and
You
that's
just
why
said
he's
only
over
at
there.
600,000.
Yeah.
And that's why he came over to boxing. Already he's made more in this one fight than he has his whole career in MMA.
But name me a fight that we've seen in person or a pay-per-view fight
That
or
wasn't
even on
packed.
ESPN that
That
wasn't
wasn't sold
packed.
out. You're right.
So I think it's a little bit
Boxing is still bigger to me.
big time.
And the boxers' paychecks
Are
and their
much
pockets are
bigger.
much better than the
Much
ones in
bigger.
MMA.
Yep. All right. Okay, as always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities.